You might have learned this equation: the product of any two numbers is equal to HCF times LCM. Many of us just memorize this equation but don't understand why it works. Today, we are going to explore why this equation is always true. Let's take two numbers, 54 and 120. First, let's build these numbers using prime cards. The number 54 will be made of a card of 2 and 3 cards of 3. And what about 120? Correct! It will be made of 3 cards of 2, a card of a 3, and a card of 5. To find the highest common factor, HCF, of 54 and 120, we identify what's common in both number buildings. Both have one card of 2 and one card of 3 in common, so the HCF of 54 and 120 is 2 times 3 equals 6. To find the least common multiple, LCM, let's use the build and expand method we learned in the last video. We will start with the number 120. Do you see the number 54 also in this number? No? What can we do to make this number include 54? Exactly! We need to attach 2 cards of a 3. This new number contains both numbers without any extra cards. This is the LCM of 54 and 120. Now, let's imagine we attach the number buildings of HCF and LCM and rearrange the cards. We get a new number building. Can you tell me what this new number building represents? Exactly! It is HCF times LCM. Next, we attach the number buildings of both numbers together. Can you tell me what this number building represents? Exactly! It is the product of 54 and 120. Now look closely and compare the two number buildings. Are they the same? Yes, they are. Awesome! This visual approach helps us understand why the product of any two numbers is equal to HCF times LCM. Now, let's take another example, the numbers 126 and 168. The number 126 will be made of a card of 2, 2 cards of a 3, and a card of a 7. And 168 will be made of 3 cards of 2, a card of a 3, and a card of a 7. To find the HCF, we see that both numbers have one card of 2, one card of a 3, and one card of 7 in common, so the HCF is 42. For the LCM, let's use another simple and visual method we learned in the last video, the combine and simplify method. First, attach the number cards of 126 and 168. This represents the product of 126 and 168. Is this a common multiple of 126 and 168? Yes, it is. But is this their LCM? Good observations. This is a common multiple but not the LCM. But how do you know? Exactly. We can detach the extra card of 2, a card of 3, and a card of 7, leaving behind the smallest possible number that still contains both original numbers. This gives us the LCM of 126 and 168. Again, by comparing the number building of the product of 126 and 168 with the number building of HCF and LCM attached together, we can clearly see why the product of any two numbers is equal to HCF times LCM. Now it's your turn. Pick any two numbers, build them using prime cards, find their HCF and LCM, and check if their product matches. Drop your answers in the comments. If this made sense to you, like, share, and subscribe. Keep connecting concepts with us.